Great. I'm going to go with it and hope we're good. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I love talking about this stuff. I was just saying the last time I was here at Stanford for webcam specifically, back in 2019, I think I was talking about layout paragraphs, which is one of the kind of building blocks of this. But anyways, here to talk about Mercury Editor, which is provides effortless drag and drop publishing for Drupal, something I spend a lot of time talking about and working on with my agency colleagues and our clients. Really quick, just a brief bit about me for those that don't know me. I'm Justin. I work at Atten Design Group. We're a strategy design development company. I started the company, I keep saying what feels like forever ago, genuinely was forever ago in internet years, way back in 2000. We do everything involved in planning, designing, building, supporting websites, web applications, largely for mission-driven clients. So .org, .edu, .gov. And again, I've been doing it for quite a while now, 25 years. This month, actually, it's been 25 years. We were just talking about this a couple minutes ago, Linnea, but virtually everything we do is Drupal or WordPress. The lion's share, that's Drupal. Been working with Drupal since way back in version 4.7. That's back in 2006, 17 years ago. Again, some of these words are starting to be, some of these times are starting to feel really, really big to me as I say them. So what I'm going to cover today, I'm going to talk about, we're going to be talking all about Mercury Editor. So I'll talk just a little bit about what the key features of Mercury are. I'll talk through the Mercury Editor ecosystem. One really important concept is that Mercury Editor is built on top of a lot of pre-existing tools in Drupal. So at its core, this isn't like a new way of working with content. It's not a new way of storing content. It's just a way for admins and really for editorial and marketing staff to create content. That's the whole goal behind Mercury Editor. And I'll talk through that when we look at the ecosystem. We'll do some live demos. Hopefully that works out all right, or this will be real short. We'll talk a little bit about what's new and what's coming in the 3X version for Mercury. So just right out of the box, what is Mercury Editor? First and foremost, it's a Drupal module. It is free open source software, of course. You can download it on Drupal.org. Mercury provides no-code drag and drop editing for Drupal. Again, based on some pre-existing paradigms for working with essentially what you could think of as components in Drupal, using paragraphs primarily. Mercury, again, as I was just saying, provides the ability to work with components. It's based on the idea of having a custom component library for your site. It provides styles management. It does that specifically through a module called Style Options. I think there's something synonymous to that or similar to that in WordPress, actually. But it uses style options for managing styles in a really centralized way with a single YAML file. So it moves all of your style options into one configuration file. So you're not having to spread that over lots of different fields for lots of different instances of entities, which can get pretty unwieldy if you've ever had to work with any of that. And it provides a highly streamlined UI for doing all of this. It's funny, I remember so years ago, I was thinking about this today, we were working with the pre-collegiate studies here at Stanford, and we showed a presentation as a part of the sales process of working with components in Drupal. And in Keynote, the presentation showed these components kind of gliding past each other and rearranging, which at the time you could do with paragraphs, but it didn't look like that. And fast forward, years later, we have something that actually looks a lot more like what that was. And that's been kind of the vision all along. So that's really cool. All of this is driven forward for us by our work with our clients. These are some of the organizations. Their websites at these organizations are using this tool right now. Most of these are Atten clients. Some of these are not, like UCLA. We're not even working with UCLA, but I've heard Chaz and his group, they've talked a lot about what they're doing with Mercury, which is pretty exciting just to see it. This is being embraced and kind of picked up by others in the Drupal community, even without our direct involvement, which is pretty cool. I'll talk through the ecosystem really quickly. So first, of course, there's Mercury Editor. Download it just on the project page at Drupal.org. As I said before, it's built on the paragraphs module. That's not quite true. We actually have clients that are using Mercury without paragraphs, and we'll look at what that kind of might look like here in a minute. but it makes heavy use of paragraphs for kind of the interactive preview editing piece that we'll look at. And the main point here is that paragraphs is really widely adopted, and the usage, I mean, over 250,000 sites using paragraphs today. This also makes heavy use of layout paragraphs, which is the module I mentioned earlier. Layout paragraphs combines a drag and drop interface, still in the admin side of things, so not that live preview, provides a drag and drop interface for working with paragraphs and layout. All of this leverages Layout API in Drupal core, leverages style options, another module that we maintain. That's that module that essentially creates a plugin system around styles and lets you manage those styles in a single YAML file. Mercury layouts, which provides some layouts, not required for Mercury, but provides some interesting layout capability that we'll get into in a little bit here. And then also a module I just wanted to reference is layout paragraphs restrictions, which makes governance really easy. So you can say in a 3-column layout, I don't want people to be able to put a call to action, a big call to action block way over in the 3rd column, for example, something that would break style guidelines. And finally, Mercury Editor Live Edit brings some even more live editing to the front end. I'll show what that means here in a bit. There's some new things going on with Mercury, if any of you guys have worked with it before. So there is a stable 2.2 release. Recommend checking that out. Mercury works on virtually any D10 or D11 website. You can just install it and it works. There's not many other requirements. One of the goals of Mercury is that you can install and uninstall it without impacting your website. So it really is, it's an authoring tool. It doesn't change the structure of your content. You can walk away from it at any time and just use kind of the typical admin experience in Drupal. The current stable version has end-to-end testing with Cypress. So everything is tested with Cypress before published, before being pushed to Drupal.org. There's better documentation and an improved project page on Drupal.org. And again, a growing ecosystem. That's something I'll get into a little bit is the 3x version. We'll do a quick demo of that, which has a totally new UI, some autosave functionality, undo states, and more. All right, that's it as far as the kind of the background that I want to share with you guys. From here, we're just going to jump right into demos and kind of talk about, I'll just show how Mercury works. And I'm going to do this in 3 different contexts. We'll start with Drupal right out of the box. Should be somewhat familiar to folks. Does everyone in here use Drupal? Awesome. Okay, cool. Some WordPress in here too? That's what I thought I understood. Okay, great. So okay. So actually everybody. And Backdrop. That's right. Layout paragraphs coming soon to Backdrop. There was a layout paragraph session here for Backdrop, correct? That Laren did? Awesome. That's great. All right, cool. So let's take a look at what Mercury does. So Mercury essentially replaces the content entry and edit screens in Drupal. So we've all worked with Drupal before. We know what the typical content entry screen looks like. Here we go. It's a form with a bunch of fields. Mercury Editor changes that. What we end up with, if I go into a Mercury Editor enabled content type, that entire form is moved into this right-hand edit tray. On the left-hand side, we have our interactive preview. What's being provided by that layout paragraphs module is this single, simple interface element, the plus button to add content, start adding content. If I hit the plus button, I have a very simple set of different components. These are really just paragraph types that I can add into my interactive preview. If I choose the section, it shows me all of the available layouts for my section. I'm going to add a 2-column layout, hit save, and it immediately just drops that onto the page. One thing I think worth noting on this version, this is the current stable release of Mercury 2.2. When I hover over a section, over a component, and it's really only section or only layout components, I get a little bit of padding, so that kind of animates a little bit, and that's to make room in case I were to add a nested section. And now instead of these labels kind of overlapping each other, it creates a little bit of space. We've also found that to be a little bit problematic with just usability and it kind of reflowing content. I'll get into some of that when we look at the 3x version that changes that significantly. All right, backing up though, I've dropped a section into the live preview. I'll hit the plus button in one of my regions and I'll add some simple text. I get this very simple WYSIWYG interface. Again, this is just a paragraph. I'm just going to keep this super simple, add some text. On the right-hand side, add in an image. This integrates with media library. I mean, it integrates with anything that you have enabled in Drupal. Any features in Drupal, I hit save. We've got our image on the right, text on the left. Again, layout paragraphs is what's allowing us to drag these components around, so I can move these around as I wish. Could add content into this next column, etc. At any point, I can hit save, see what this would look like in the front end. Again, this just replaces the edit screen. So when I hit edit, I'm back into that Mercury Editor kind of live preview style editing. That at its core is what Mercury does. It provides this really simple, interactive, visual feedback on the left, or this preview pane on the left, and moves all of the entire edit form into what's happening on the right. I mentioned before, we do have some folks who choose to use this who aren't using paragraphs, in which case they're managing content the way we always would with this form on the right-hand side, and then seeing that preview updated on the left. Rena, you have a question?
The screen looks the same very much. How do you emphasize more content editors that they're editing versus they're just viewing? Because the plus sign shows up on what I perceive to be editing screen, but it's not on the front end, and we would normally have trouble explaining innocent users that you need to click on the edit, and then everything looks the same. So you have the plus sign.
Yeah, great question. So Arena asked for folks that are in Zoom, how do we distinguish between the front end and the back end? And that's a great question. I mean, in this case, the only way that we distinguish between the edit screen and the view screen is that the edit content tray is on the right-hand side, and we have these interface elements across the top. That's really it. And the goal for Mercury really is that it is very much a reflection of what the front end is going to look like. When we click the done button, I think I just stepped through this a second ago. We're looking at the view tab, click edit, and again, we're back into Mercury Editor with all of the options, the form options on the right, and then that live edit, the live preview / editing capability on the left. Mercury offers mobile preview, so you can click on this mobile button, and you can also click through different presets. These presets are all just configuration options in the configuration form for Mercury, so it's really easy to change that. Whatever you wish to support for your organization can be done there. If there was workflow, publishing, different publish state options, etc., on that right-hand panel, all of that would just show up right here. Again, it's leveraging the Drupal edit form and just moving that into that right-hand tray. And if we want to get rid of that entirely, we can bounce that out of the way, so that we are literally seeing an exact representation of what that content will be like. This, again, the piece that's actually providing this interactive edit capability, that's coming from layout paragraphs. So if you've ever worked with layout paragraphs in the back end, it looks very much like this, just without the front end styling. This brings it into the context of you're truly editing the front end of the website. And that's how Mercury works. Let's take a look at a couple other features of Mercury. So I'm going to go into the, yeah, please.
Is there any kind of like, I don't know what it's called in Drupal, but sometimes when I'm an admin, I can hover over a body of text or an image or something, and a little edit this thing pops up. Is that at all synonymous with what goes on in Mercury?
So
like on the actual site, not the edit site.
Like when you're logged in.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the question is, when you're on, say, if I'm understanding correctly, the question is when you're on the view page, let me just get there so that we're looking at the same thing. So when we're on this view page, is there any indication, any edit links that would take you to Mercury? These edit links don't actually take you to Mercury. This is the built-in Drupal contextual menu.
Yeah.
There's really nothing that distinguishes this. There's nothing different from your typical Drupal site other than the edit page.
Right.
When you get into the edit screen, that's what's different. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. And then once you're in the edit screen, yes, you have these labels as you hover over your content that show you kind of that you can interact with, that show you what you can edit.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We can take a look at that. Honestly, I use that so rarely, I don't even know. Let's take a look. We'll hit. There we go. Yeah. So we dive right into
Yeah.
editing that image. Well, and this is editing the media item in the media library. We've just clicked into the image. That's right. So this would be editing. And in this case, I think we'd be, oh, nope, this takes us to the edit screen. Okay, great. So this contextual link takes us to edit the content, which just goes to the Mercury Editor screen. These other contextual links would take us to this one, for example, is linking directly to the media item, where if I wanted to replace this text or replace this image rather, I could do that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'll say.
Cool.
I know, I didn't mix it too both ways.
Yeah, we're just talking about the fact that some folks use these, some folks not so much, these contextual links. I mean, honestly, we use them pretty rarely. And for most of our sites, this is what you get just directly out of the box. For most of our sites, all of that's turned off, and we just use that edit tab. That's what we found to be most useful. Let's take a look at some paragraph types real quick. I'm going to add a couple new ones. So one thing, I have that Mercury layouts module installed, and it provides a couple special, you might say, layout types for accordions and tabs. And I just want to show how Mercury Editor or layout paragraphs supports more interactive layout types. So we'll go to paragraph types. I'm going to add a new paragraph type. We'll call this tabs. We're going to turn on layout paragraphs behavior, which just means this should be a layout paragraphs paragraph. And then I'll choose tabs. I'll go ahead and turn on style options, even though I don't have any configured, and then hit save. I don't need to add any fields. Let's just take a look at what this does just like that. Go back to add content, add this test type. Oh, no, maybe I do need to. Let's take a look here. What did I miss? Go back to content types. Let's go to, oh, move my zoom pop up here. Edit this. Where am I at here? Okay, cool. So we're going to add tabs. This is the content type configuration screen. We're editing the content field for the Mercury Editor test content type. Often we have all of these unchecked, and instead we have this option here, exclude the selected below, which would just allow you to use everything. This is set up a little bit differently, so it's saying include, and I have to explicitly include my new tabs paragraph. I'll go back to add content, add a test, add an example, hit the plus button, and we now have this tabs new section type, layout type. When I click tabs, it immediately drops the tab container on the screen. And again, this layout is using a custom layout plugin that provides more interactive capability. And it's just an example of the kind of thing that is possible, kind of where we're going with Mercury Editor layout paragraphs and this suite of modules. I can add some content into my tab. If I wanted to, I could add a section below this tab. Maybe I want to move this text out of my first section into the second one, and then put it back into the second tab. Unlike the way we used to handle tabbed content, where we had paragraphs within paragraphs, in this case, everything is at the same level, and we're moving paragraphs into layouts rather than having paragraphs nested within paragraphs. And one, that's easier to work with from a UX perspective, but two, as importantly, it's much more performant from a database perspective because we're not managing those layers of relationships. I'll save this and bounce out of here, and we'll just take a look. I'll add one more paragraph type really quickly. I'm going to do something very similar to what we just saw. If I go down to paragraph types, this time I'll add accordion. And again, turn on layout paragraphs. choose accordion as the layout type, the single layout type that's available for this layout paragraph. Save. I'm going to go into content types and edit my Mercury Editor test content type. Manage fields. Edit the field. Add the accordion. Now we'll go all the way back out, add some content, and just see what that looks like with an accordion. Actually, I'm not going to add content. I'm going to go back and edit this one and add an accordion below. And this works very similarly as tabs. It's based on some of the same, it has a common class ancestor that it extends. Again, we can edit this in the front end. And we can add items. If we open up our accordion and interact with it in a very similar way that you would on the front end, we can add items into the accordion right here. Save and done. And we get a sense for how this works. So hopefully that makes sense kind of how all of that works together. Again, with this really, the goal is to be a really easy to use drag and drop interface that is very much a reflection of the front end of the site. All right, that's how that looks and works on a stock Drupal site. I'm going to change gears just a little bit and show what this might look like on a more customized example, just to kind of maybe connect some of these dots. Sometimes looking at the Drupal default themes, it can be a little hard, especially like answering Irina's question a minute ago of what's different between the front end and the back end. So we'll take a look at this on a more custom example. This is a really simple site. It's for it. First of all, this is a dev site running locally, but it is the dev site for a really simple site that markets a free STEM festival. This is part of a larger project with the Sanford Underground Research Facility in Lead, South Dakota, North America's largest underground research facility. Super interesting organization and lab. We redesigned a series of digital properties for them. This is one of those projects in that overall body of work. This simply markets again, a free STEM festival that happens every year. They're using Mercury to edit this content, and we're just going to take a look at what it's like to create a new homepage that looks very much, well, exactly like this homepage. So again, I'll go to add content. I'm going to add a basic page, have an empty new basic page. I'll add a section, leave this as one column. I'll click on this styles tab. This is using that styles management piece. I'm happy to dig into kind of the more show behind the scenes how this actually works. These are essentially arbitrary styles. So I'm going to choose option 9, hit save, and it drops this section onto the interactive preview with that geometric shape that I chose from styles. There's this plus background hanging out, or plus button hanging out in the background. To add a heading, I'm going to grab, if I can find my cursor, I'm going to grab some text from off screen so that I'm not typing. There we go. I'm not sure if that saved any time. We'll choose heading 2, go over to styles and maybe make that, no, leave it. No, I will make that normal. Drop that on the screen, and it drops that component right on that interactive preview. I'll do the same thing again. This time I'll go with the date and location lockup, which is more custom or specific to this particular website. We'll say Lead, South Dakota, and everywhere else. Hit save, drops that component on the screen. I can move this around, so I'll just drop that down below the heading. Add another component, this time some text. Grab some text again from off screen. Let's see here. There we go. I'm going to add a link here too. Actually, I'll wait on that link for right now. I'm just going to save this. Okay, great. So that is dropped onto the screen as well. I can use these little buttons to bounce these up and down. I talked about the Mercury Editor live edit module. That lets us literally edit text live in the front end. So I can just click on this and it turns on the WYSIWYG. press enter. That's using the WYSIWYG that's been configured for the background, or for the backend rather, for the admin. I'll say take our survey, and we'll make that a link to a survey, and then we can choose from the styles dropdown and make that the yellow button. And again, just ends up being an exact representation of what you would see on the front end. I'm going to hit save, and then we'll check out how that's looking. Starting to look a lot like the homepage. Go back in and edit. Just a couple more things to show y'all. We'll add another one column section. This time we'll grab a video. Assuming I can find one. Yeah, there we go. Great. So again, integrates with media library. Hopefully that doesn't start. I guess I have my audio turned off, so it's fine if it does start. Let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. So one thing we wanted to support is the ability to make decisions right in the browser, right as you're authoring. So an example of that, I'll just add some content here. They wanted to add speakers, a call out to speakers. So I've added a 3-column section, and I'm going to add a heading at the top here that says meet the speakers. Make this bold, and I'll choose normal, but give it an arrow. I think to give it an arrow, I have to have a link here. So we'll just say this goes to speakers, hit save. So again, I've used that style option to give it the arrow. The style options are all custom to a particular site. It's just, again, arbitrary styles or classes. Now, it's a plugin system, so you can use that to attach any data you'd want to the front end, if that makes sense. In this case, it's just adding classes. I'm going to add a person reference on the left here. We'll make this a link to Brian Mallow. I can give this an alternate title, so I'll just say meet Brian. Hit save. It's not exactly what I wanted. I'm going to change that style to card. All of these styles again come from that the design system for this client. I just hit the duplicate button. I'm going to drag that over, edit, change this to Chief Henry Red Cloud, but then get rid of this alternate title. Duplicate that again. Bring Chief Henry Red Cloud over, change this to Sam, hit save. And this is looking pretty good. Ultimately, they wanted to go with something different. They wanted to use a different layout, again, a different set of kind of components or style options from their design system. What they ended up going with, the way they ended up kind of presenting this content, we'll take this speaker and place them down below. Yeah, that'll work. I'm doing this backwards, but that's all right. We'll make this the featured speaker. Then I'll add a section above, and we'll make this, drag Chief Henry Red Cloud down here and make this the default style. I can change, this feels, actually, let's add one more heading here and just move our heading into this section. It seems like a small thing, but it's my understanding is this feature is not available in Layout Builder. With Layout Paragraphs, you can easily change the layout style or the actual layout. So you can say, it was a 3-column, I'm going to change that to use the 1-column plugin instead. When I choose 1 column, it just asks me what I want to do with that content that would otherwise be lost. So we'll leave that in the content area. I'm going to change this to default. They're slightly out of order now, so it's my main speaker is Brian. So I'm going to, in this section, I'm just going to bounce this up, and then I'm going to bounce it up one more time. And let's see what that looks like with that tray out of the way. So the featured speaker is a little bigger when at full screen, and then we have our 2 default speakers at the bottom. All right, that again is just a really quick look at what Mercury does. All of this is pretty straightforward. I could uninstall Mercury and we would just be working with a paragraphs enabled website essentially. So we'd just be using paragraphs as paragraphs works in the admin. When I hit done, it kicks me to the new homepage or the new alternate homepage, which looks really similar to the actual homepage as we just saw a second ago. And that's it. That's the idea behind Mercury. This is the 2x version, which is the version that's available right now. So if you go download Mercury, this is what you'll be working on. This is what you would be using. It would look very much like this. You can safely install this on any site. It makes the most sense when installed on a site that's using layout paragraphs. That's where you'll see immediately have this ability to interact with content, to create content in the front end like this. If you're not using Mercury, you'll still have this edit tray. And as you make changes on the right-hand side and save them, you'll get a refreshed view of that content. I'm going to just spend 2 minutes talking about the 3x version and kind of what we're working on next. There are a couple things we've been thinking about with respect to the UI for layout paragraphs and Mercury that are reflected in the latest version. The way Mercury works right now, in order to, we don't see it on this site so much, but what I was showing before is in order to kind of move components out of the way so that you can interact with nested sections, we add padding. Not happening here in the way it's configured here, but typically that's what we would do is add padding, and the page would sort of animate as you interact with it, which is fine. It can be a little distracting, and it starts to break down that whole idea of this being an exact representation of the front end. So what we've been thinking about is thinking about and very much working on is moving to an approach where instead of hover being what enables the section for the current component, it's click. So everything happens with click. This is all available in the 3x dev versions that are on Drupal Online or are on Drupal.org. It's available right now, although it is dev release only. So if I click on this, it tells me what I've clicked on, which is this section. It has a label that says what I've clicked on. And then the nested components within this component are now available to click. I've clicked into another section, and I can see highlighted here what I can continue clicking into. If I want to get all the way down to this button, which is really a text component, I can click on that. Now I'm there. Now, if I wanted to do that really quickly, essentially all you have to do is just put your mouse on the thing you want to click on and just click a bunch of times. And you get there. Once you're there, I'll actually edit this text. We're also using this live autosave functionality. So if I wanted to change this text to something similar or simpler rather, I could just say, we just do strategy, design, and development. And I'm not hitting save. I'm not there, the buttons are no longer here on the right hand. This tray, that's just updating automatically, saving automatically behind the scenes. It's also saving states as it makes those saves. So I can, if I want to undo, I can click the undo button and it goes back. It's only saving every few seconds. That's why that big jump between the two text edits. So it's automatically throttling those edits, but you could work on the front end and then at any point back up. We still have the mobile preview, drag and drop. At this point, you can't drag something in the 3x version until you've selected that particular component. Now I can grab this by its handle. I just get a small preview to indicate what I'm dragging around, and then this blue highlight area that says where I would be dropping that. Let's see, we looked at mobile. Oh, and then the other thing that's coming, we're still under active development, but we have this outline view. So when I click outline, it shows me an outline of all of the different components that are on the page. Something else we've seen, as we've been working on this with clients, we've seen more and more complex uses for Mercury. That's the way it seems to always work. And if now, with this outline view, with more complex layouts, when I click the component I'm interested in, it just selects it and scrolls down to that component, loads that edit screen automatically on the right. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a way to exit that out? I saw there's a little close. Where is that?
Great question. So Linnea's question is, once you've drilled down into a component, basically, how do you get back out of that component? So two things. One is currently in this dev release, I was going to say it's not really available. It is available in the sense that you can click outside of the component. Once you click outside of the component, it's no longer active, it's no longer highlighted. When you click the edit screen, the edit tab, the edit screen just goes away. So that's not really giving you what you're asking for. What you really have to do is click off of it. What is coming and not in the dev release yet is a breadcrumb trail up here. Yeah, exactly. So there will be a breadcrumb trail before there's an alpha release for this. There'll be a breadcrumb trail at the top that shows you the name of the current item you're editing, a link to the previous one, and if there are more, a ... before that. Yeah, please.
If you are auto saving, does that mean then that there's more of a publisher say, is there like a save edit or saving but not needed?
Yeah, great question. Again, so Linnea is asking, how do we, if we're saving, is that a different, if we're auto saving, is that saving as a different workflow state, or how is that actually being saved in the database, if I'm understanding that question correctly? And the answer is, the autosave piece is not saving it to the database. It's not going into permanent storage. As you're making edits on the right-hand side, so if I click in here and say, I want to go back to this, or I want to, let's just add some line breaks here, just to illustrate the point. This has automatically saved only into the temp store. So it's just saved in memory on the server, but in memory on the server, it's not saved into the database until I hit save changes. Once I hit save changes, now those changes are made to the actual database. Yes, but there's no interface for that yet. Yeah, that's a great question. There's no interface for that yet. But yes, that would be the case. Yeah, those are saved. Those changes are saved in memory. And there's no interface yet for getting back to the last version that you saved. Yeah, exactly. And there's a few things that need to happen with the 3x version before there's an alpha, of course, beta and stable. That's one of them. Also, just managing those states. Right now, the states can become quite expensive. This whole undo capability, we're saving copies of the node, not to the database, just into memory. There needs to be better cleanup and kind of better management for those states. And then some kind of interface, just like you're saying, for, hey, do you want to pick up where you left off? Yeah.
User that.
Oh, great question. So we had a question about what about multi-user edits? So I'm assuming where you're going with that is collisions between two editors editing something at the same time. Yeah, great question. So I can't remember. Yeah, maybe someone, there's a module that provides that. What I was going to say is I can't remember the name of the module, but there is a module that provides, that locks content so that two people can't be editing it at the same time. Maybe that's even called content at edit lock or something like that. There's actually, I mean, I could find it in the issue queue for Mercury because we did build compatibility with that. So it does integrate with that. If you're using that module, it will prevent that. So it'll tell you this content is locked because someone else is editing it.
I guess I meant because if someone else enters the page while there's an autosave that you've done recently,
There are two
earthquake
ways
exists.
there are two ways for the logging content. One moment for logging content is you can put that button edit, and you can start editing. When you're trying to save, it will tell you can't save this content because someone else is editing. But it depends on how you configure it. So you configure it like when you're trying to edit and somebody's already editing. You click on the edit button, it tells you you can't edit because somebody else is editing.
Sure.
That's a different field. Maybe. It's frustrating when like I made all these changes that now to save them, but oh yeah, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. So we're just talking, for folks that might still be in Zoom, we're just talking about implications of multiple editors editing content at the same time, especially with the autosave feature. I mean, the idea would be, I think the best thing to do in that case is use that content lock module or something like that that prevents two people from editing at the same time. The autosave capability is really just intended to continually update the live preview it's not saved until you hit the save button. And if you were to move away from, if you make some edits, we'll see if this works here. If you make some edits here, and then you try to leave, it's going to ask you, are you sure? Because you haven't saved. So you're going to get this notice if you try to navigate away from the site, it hasn't saved to the database until you hit save changes. But it's a great, I mean, what the question you're raising is an interesting one, that it's something we're going to have to work through. This is something we're going to run into, is people, that's an easy thing to forget and to step away from your content. And we've already had to address the use case of what happens if the session times out. And if the session times out and there's no visual feedback. So that's something that we've already built into Mercury, is at least now if the session times out, you get the visual feedback that says, hey, your session is expired. But if you don't know that's coming and we don't have a way to retrieve that data, that'll still be a frustrating experience. So.
Yeah, I would think so, it's company and two phases. So that essentially save the draft. And then, but then you do what would be the official purpose.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it makes me wonder if eventually there should be the ability to, makes me wonder if you basically should be saving the latest draft as your auto saving and then discard, or, you know, we'd have to think through the logic behind that. So far, our design goal again with Mercury has been be as unobtrusive as possible. So don't change like permanent storage at all, as little as possible. And it's really intended to just be an edit tool. If we start adding those kinds of features, in my mind, that takes us a little bit outside of that scope. But I think it's important. I mean, those are going to be important issues to work through for sure.
Or just make it like Google Docs where you can have multiple editors at once.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Well, that's, I mean, yeah. Pantheon has a product for that. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's really interesting thinking through those lines of like what functionality should be in what applications, and seeing some of the presentation this morning about Pantheon's content publisher. It's interesting thinking through all those dynamics for sure. Yeah. I know we're over time. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna, unless there are questions, it doesn't look like there are from Zoom. So thanks everybody for joining from Zoom. I'm gonna